The first kick wasn't just aimed at a small dog, it was aimed at dignity, at survival, at a woman who had already lost almost everything. In the glittering marble entrance of a five-star hotel, where chandeliers sparkled like diamonds and luxury cars idled at the curb, a single cruel motion shattered the illusion of elegance. No one expected what would happen next. And no one, especially the wealthy couple, realized who was only a few steps away, watching. Before we go any further, if you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in standing up for those who cannot defend themselves, take a moment right now to like this video, share it with someone who needs a reminder that goodness still exists, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Stories like this deserve to be heard. Her name was Elena Martinez, 27 years old, a traveling saleswoman who sold handmade skincare products door to door and boutique to boutique. Life had not been gentle with her. After her mother's passing and mounting medical bills, she had packed everything she owned into the trunk of her aging sedan and begun driving from city to city, trying to rebuild from ashes no one else could see. The only family she had left was a tiny golden brown puppy named Milo, rescued from a roadside box on a rainy evening months before. Milo wasn't just a pet. He was warmth in cold hotel rooms. He was comfort on nights when sales were low and hope felt distant. He was the steady heartbeat that reminded her she wasn't alone. That afternoon, Elena had secured a rare opportunity, a brief meeting with the purchasing manager of a luxury hotel boutique. It could change everything. A single contract would stabilize her finances for months. She wore her cleanest blouse, though faint stains near the hemline told stories of long days and limited laundry access. Her dark hair was tied back neatly, and she carried her sample case with quiet determination. Milo, small and trusting, rested in her arms as she stepped into the grand entrance. That was when the couple appeared. They were polished, poised, and unmistakably wealthy. The man wore a tailored navy suit, his shoes gleaming. His wife stood beside him in designer heels, platinum hair falling in perfect waves over her shoulders. They moved with the confidence of people who had never been told no. When Milo shifted in Elena's arms and let out a soft bark, the man's expression twisted into irritation. The wife lifted her phone, half amused, half annoyed, as if witnessing an inconvenience rather than a living creature. Elena apologized immediately. She held Milo closer, whispering reassurances. But impatience hardened into cruelty in a matter of seconds. The man stepped forward, raising his polished shoe, and kicked toward the puppy, aiming to knock him away. Elena turned instinctively, shielding Milo with her body. The force caught her side instead, sending her stumbling to her knees on the cold marble floor. Gasps echoed faintly from distant staff members who hesitated, uncertain how to intervene when wealth and power stood on one side of the room. Milo whimpered, pressing into Elena's chest. She trembled, not from pain alone, but from humiliation. Tears filled her eyes as the woman above her laughed softly, recording the scene as if it were entertainment. Elena's mind raced. She thought of her mother's words about dignity. She thought of every door that had been closed in her face. She thought of how fragile hope truly was. What none of them noticed was the tall figure stepping through the entrance behind them. Chief Petty Officer Daniel Hayes, a decorated Navy SEAL home on leave, had arrived moments earlier with his K-9 partner, Rex. Daniel was 34, broad-shouldered, disciplined, and observant in ways most civilians could never understand. Rex, a highly trained German shepherd with intelligent amber eyes, moved in silent sync at his handler's side. They had faced dangers together overseas that words could barely describe. But cruelty, especially toward the defenseless, stirred something in Daniel deeper than any battlefield ever had. Rex sensed tension immediately. His posture shifted, ears alert, gaze locked on the raised shoe and the frightened puppy. Daniel's eyes narrowed as he took in the scene, a young woman on the floor, clutching her dog, a wealthy man towering over her with disdain. He did not rush blindly. He assessed. He calculated. Then he moved forward with steady authority. The sound of military boots striking marble carried a different weight. Conversations hushed. The suited man lowered his foot slowly as Daniel's presence filled the space like a storm rolling in. Without raising his voice, without theatrics, Daniel placed himself between Elena and the couple. Rex stood firm at his side, calm but ready, a silent guardian. The shift in power was immediate. Wealth had ruled the room seconds earlier. Now integrity did. Daniel didn't stay for applause. He knelt briefly to let Rex greet Milo gently, the two dogs touching noses in a quiet moment that felt symbolic, protection meeting innocence. Elena thanked him with tears she no longer tried to hide. He simply nodded, reminding her that courage sometimes means enduring long enough for the right people to notice. Weeks later, Elena's products began appearing in boutique displays. Orders increased. Stability replaced desperation. And every time she looked at Milo, she remembered that protecting what you love is never weakness. The wealthy couple's actions, captured by hotel cameras rather than their own phone, circulated privately among management circles. Invitations grew scarce. Whispers followed them. Power without kindness had exposed its own emptiness. But the true heart of the story wasn't about their fall. It was about Elena's rise. It was about how dignity can survive even on a marble floor. It was about how one moment of courage, from a soldier who had already given so much, can alter someone else's destiny forever. If this story has touched your heart even a little, please take a second to like the video, share it with someone who believes in standing up for what's right, and subscribe for more stories that remind us of humanity's strength. And before we close, I have a special request. Comment the word kindness below if you believe compassion is the greatest form of strength. Because in a world dazzled by wealth and status, it is not money that defines greatness. It is how we treat the smallest among us. And sometimes, all it takes to change a life is one person brave enough to step forward, and one loyal K9 standing faithfully at their side.